Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brother T, Freemason, cigar enthusiast with VCR. Tapes are rolling on another cigar review video, and I'm excited. Today, we're smoking the Fuente Fuente Forbidden X 13 TAA release. And for those that aren't familiar with the TAA releases, are the TAA exclusives. It's a Tobacconist Association of America. There are varying manufacturers that participate in it, and typically once a year they release a blend that's a TAA exclusive. So they may change the vitola of a particular blend or cigar. They may also change the blend, and sometimes they may feel crazy and they may change both the blend and the vitola for a particular offering, but it does create a very engaging experience for the end user, which is this guy, or those folks out there that end up smoking the cigar. So I highly recommend folks that haven't tried a TAA release to do so, because they usually put a lot of passion, effort, and creativity behind what they roll out, they being the varying manufacturers that participate. This is the Fuente Fuente iteration. It's their TAA release, and initial impressions, it looks sharp. The banding is impeccable, and we'll talk about that separately, but goodness, that was my initial impression. It looked dressy, it looked fantastic. In terms of construction, it looks to be using a leather to maybe coffee bean brown wrapper. It is toothless, and by that I mean it is smooth to the touch. It has invisible seams but some visible veins. It has a very firm pack, and it has a slight oily sheen in terms of finish. There is some charcoal inclusions within the wrapper, if you can see some of those, so it is a little dynamic. It has a rustic feel to it, for lack of a better word, and it's completed with a broad double cap. We're gonna cut, light, and smoke. Initial impressions: hay, slight wood, earth quality, maybe a little leather. Slight pepper quality. The draw, it's thick, it's creamy, it's smooth. It has the typical Fuente draw that you would look for and certainly appreciate as a cigar smoker. More to come. All right, everybody. Getting to about the 1 inch in mark, a little shy of that. As you can see though, that draw, it's amazing. It is thick, it's creamy, second to none. I'd say it's certainly Herrera Esteli level in terms of draw. It may even exceed it, and I use Herrera Esteli, for those that don't know, as my standard of a draw. They use an intubado style when they roll their cigars, and it is just a frictionless draw experience with copious amounts of smoke, and it's always super smooth. This is tantamount, if not a little bit better than that. Maybe not an apples to apples comparison, of course, but from a qualitative perspective, that's how it's feeling to me right now as I sit into this chair. In terms of flavors, our notes that we're getting, we still have this leather, we still have some earth, there's a little bit of woodiness. When we initially lit the cigar, there was a building red pepper chili flake that added a little bit of heat to the blend, along with a little bit of black pepper, some of that earthy pepper that folks are commonly going to find in a cigar when they smoke it. It is now transitioning a little bit more to some of the haze, the creams, and maybe even a slight caramel note that's coming in right now. Hard to say, we'll see how it develops, but I'm super excited. All right, everybody. Getting to that point where we can undress this guy, remove the band, we'll do a blend update, we'll touch on tasting notes, a trifecta, can't beat that. As far as the blend goes, they don't really publishing anything on it. Stands to reason that it is a Dominican Puro, or at least that's what I have heard. So there's nothing really published on it, but by way of wrapper, binder, fillers, it's likely Dominican. Time will tell if they call us on that or not. In terms of bands, well, let's remove them. Here's the first one. And the second. There we go. And we can talk about those bands a little bit. Initial impressions, it uses the typical Opus paper stock, which is my favorite paper stock. It's kind of tantamount, or maybe runs congruent with, the offerings from my fathers. They have some of the best band stock in the game, so I cannot fault the band stock being used here. it exceeds expectations. In fact, it's outstanding. It also has embossing throughout. It's very replete with embossed elements. It has an engaging color palette, albeit high contrast, and there's a lot of little embellishments that really draw the eye in. And you almost get lost in the band. It's not overdone, but it certainly is engaging. So, well done, well done. The print, it's flawless quality. Good job, Fuente. In terms of tasting notes, we still have a wood. It's moved maybe a little bit more decidedly to a cedar note. There's a little bit of earth there. The red pepper, chili flake, heat, that's by and large gone. We still have some black pepper notes. There is a sweetness there that kind of is reminiscent of maybe a caramel or a light caramel. Can't fault that. And there are little bits of salt. Best I can describe it, for whatever reason, it really rings and enhances the notes that you get, and you can almost feel it a little bit in terms of mouthfeel. So, fantastic smoke so far. We will drop back and do another cigar wrap-up and blend update because we have quite a bit of real estate to smoke through yet remaining post-band removal. More to come. All right, everybody. We're winding this guy down. We're going to do a blend or flavor update rather, and then we're going to jump through the cigar wrap-up. In terms of tasting notes right now, what we're getting, there's a lot of cream, some coffee bean, quite a bit of baking spice, slight hints of vanilla, wood, still an earthy quality, and a slight bit of cocoa there just to round that all out. Fantastic smoke. It's been very engaging throughout. Moving into the cigar wrap-up, construction, faultless, no issues. Ash held on in 1.5 inch, if not greater increments, very consistently. In terms of burn, it required no touch-ups. Draw like a milkshake through a straw, and you folks know how I've been raving about the draw quality. It has been thick, rich, creamy, slight coating to the mouth, but not much at all. In terms of body, medium plus. Strength, it's medium plus to full. So you may want to have a Coke on standby or maybe smoke on a full stomach. But certainly it packs a punch, which kind of caught me unexpectedly in a nice way. I'm Brother T, Freemason, cigar enthusiast, and today we smoked the Fuente Fuente Forbidden X 13 TAA exclusive. And as always, smoke 'em if you got 'em.